today is a dream come true. University of Phoenix made today happen for me.
Yeah.
And I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And of course, I always have to give God glory. But for the people that don't know him, that's fine. But University of Phoenix, I want them to keep doing what they're doing because today is a dream come true.
There were so many times where I didn't show up, but the second that I logged in and I looked at the assignment, I said, well, just start writing. You can fix it later. I start writing and then I was like, oh, I can do better. I can fix this. Oh, I'll do better. So I think just showing up. Just show up for whatever it is, whether it's school or work.
It's half the battle. Hello and welcome back to day 2 of this special episode on the Degrees of Success podcast. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada to celebrate the 2025 University of Phoenix Commencement. We are here with Anna Perez. Anna, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
How has it been leading up to today?
It's been good. It's been a good journey. I don't want to use the word stressful. It was very challenging, but it was worth it. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited to just dive into your story a little bit more. So, I read a little bit about you and you've said that it's taken over 34 years really to get to this point. And you have earned your Bachelor of Science in Management with an HR certificate back in 2021. That was, during COVID. And so you couldn't attend graduation then. But then today, you're graduating with your Master of Management.
Yes.
What incredible feat. So tell me about your journey and the whole process.
Mm-hmm. So it started in 88 when I graduated from high school. Yeah. All my friends, they all started going to college, and I kept hearing this thing about college. And so I did land a very, very good job with the county where I was living. And so I had that opportunity and I took it. And then as I was looking through my career path to see what it was that I really enjoyed doing, I noticed everything needed a bachelor's degree. And so back then when you wanted to apply for either, I don't want to say management, but just a promotion, everything required a bachelor's or an associate's. And so I tried my associates. I took one class at City College and I took one class here and there. But back then you had to be in person, and I had to work to help my parents who were both not well in health. So I decided to keep working and to help them. So I would just take one class at a time. And then I finally, I met my spouse and I got married, and I just had to stop everything. And then I raised my 2 kids. And then during that time, I did mention I went through a divorce, and I landed my job with my big district as an HR specialist. And when I was there, I waited until I was done with probation, and I fell in love with working with people and supporting and doing what I was doing. So I looked up some universities, and I looked up University of Phoenix. I called them and we connected. And the people that I got to help me find that degree with what I was sharing with my work experience and my journey, I met with my academic advisor. He was amazing. He walked me right through the process. And before you knew it, I was online taking my classes, and I went straight through without a break except for the Christmas break for 3.5 years.
Whoa.
Every day I did homework, and I worked a full-time job. The beauty of it was that when my family asked me to go on trips with them, I carried my laptop everywhere. So that led up to my bachelor's, and then COVID hit. And I was supposed to finish that February, I believe it was, but we postponed it for that 1 year.
Yeah.
What I loved about University of Phoenix was it didn't feel so burdened. Like I was working, and I didn't feel like I was so stressed over exams and assignments. It was good. It was a good experience. And so then I graduated, I took a break, and I just kept feeling like I needed to go back for my master's. And to backtrack a little bit, once I got my bachelor's in 2021, I took that break and I kept working really, really hard. And then I transferred over to another department, and I felt it was time to use my degree. That was the whole purpose of my thinking was I got my bachelor's. I need to use it. So I started applying for HR director positions, and I landed 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
And it was my degree. They kept saying, you have your bachelor's. I said, my bachelor's is from UOP with my HR certification. And so I had 3 offers, or three jobs, and then 2 offers. And then I ended up becoming an HR director.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And then I helped that district, and I still felt that sometimes in life you need that change. And inside of you, you start talking to yourself, okay, where do I go from here? What else do I do? I need a challenge. I need something. And so I kept praying about it. And I kept feeling that inner voice talking to me saying, get your master's, get your master's. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how long is that going to take? Right? I don't think I want to do 3.5 years. But anyways, it took about 4 months. I kept struggling with that. And I kept saying, okay, God, if you really want me to do this, then show me where you want me to do it. Because I was really struggling with it. Like, I don't know if I wanted to go back to school and spend all those hours while working as an HR director.
Yeah.
So I had another opportunity to move to a small district to help build the HR department in the Central Coast. And so when I got hired, I was renting a room from a friend because I had to relocate. And I kept laying in bed thinking, I need my master's. I need my master's. And I didn't need it for my position, but it was just that inner voice.
Yeah.
So I did rear away from University of Phoenix, and I went with other universities, and I called and I tried to find the right program.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel right. As soon as I called University of Phoenix, I got a lady named Jamie. I don't remember her last name, an academic advisor. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And she connected me. And I went back to University of Phoenix, and here I am today.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. And so Master of Management, why that degree versus the other master programs?
It's very broad as to what I can do with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want a specific degree like human resources, Masters of Human Resources.
Sure.
I noticed that the Masters of Management that University of Phoenix offers, it has different business classes, but it also has HR.
Sure.
And so in the future, if I want to come out of education and go into the private sector, I have that business, education, the background. When looking at the programs with University of Phoenix, they're really broad as to you get this master's. It's not just a career-based degree. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah.
And so Masters of Management fits more of my career path.
Perfect. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the difference of the bachelor's versus the master's, and what was that experience like?
So I didn't see a big difference. I really didn't. The only difference that I seen with the bachelor's from the master's was the bachelor's took a long time. It just felt like it was never ending.
Yeah.
As far as the classes, they're about the same. They're online. You do the discussion, you do the interaction with your instructor, your professor, your classmates. I didn't really see a big difference. I think the master's, to be honest with you, was easier than the bachelor's for some reason. And I can't pinpoint why. Maybe because I had so much going on during my bachelor's that it just seemed like I was juggling more than I was with my master's. But as far as the courses and the timeline and getting it completed, I felt like the master's was easier.
Definitely manageable. Okay. So you mentioned you had a lot going on as you're earning your degrees. Can you tell us a little bit about those challenges that you faced and how did you get through those?
So I went through a divorce, and then I was first time single parent after 17 years. And my kids were a little older, but I still had my youngest. He was still young. And I never been on my own. I married young, so I didn't know what to do. And so I landed that job in HR, and during the time that I was getting my bachelor's, my dad got sick. He, also had cancer, and my son had a motorcycle accident. we almost lost him. And during that time, I was right at the end of my bachelor's degree. And I just kept telling myself, this has happened to me in the future. Every time I started, it would be something.
Yeah.
And again, I pray a lot. So I kept praying, asking God, help me get through this because I really want to accomplish this.
Yeah.
And during those challenges, I remember my biggest challenge was I was right at the end. The other challenges, moving out of my home, trying to find a place for my kids and I to live, I left my job after 10 years, really good paying job because I had to move back closer to home to get my oldest through graduation because it all happened during the time when he was in his senior year. And I didn't want him to have to feel all the changes. So I made the changes for him. And so I came back home. And during that time, I felt like I've been through so much. And now I was right at the end. And then my son has this accident. And I just felt like, okay, if I need to stop, I need to stop. But that's not what I felt. I felt that I needed to have that strength and that courage to keep going and overcome those obstacles because every time I would have a challenge, I would step back and I would wait and I would rest. But this time I felt like, no, then my whole life is going to be this way. And I won't be able to get to where I'm going because I knew my kids would be here one day where they're older, they're young adults and they'd be on their own. And I thought, I've been there for my whole family all my life. When's it going to be my time? And I wasn't being selfish.
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to gain that inner strength and not give up.
Yeah.
And so during the time that my son was in the hospital, it was in 2020. It was right before COVID hit and right when I was at the end of my bachelor's. And I just kept going. I just said, I'm going to keep going. And so while he was resting, I would do my homework and a lot of sleepless nights, but I knew it would be worth it.
Yeah.
And so that was one challenge. And then, or out of many. And then during my master's, my sister just recently got diagnosed with cancer. And, this doesn't run in our family. So it was a shock.
Yeah.
And so I promised her that I would be very flexible with my job and my school to be there for her at the beginning. She's doing amazing right now.
Good.
And I thank God for that. She's doing really, really well. And so I told myself, here we go. I said, but we can do this. We're 4 months away. We can do this. And so I told her, sis, I'll be here for you. And so as my niece is driving us to go get her treatments, I'm in the back plugging into my hotspot, getting my homework done as fast as I can. So then when she's done, I can go to lunch. I can spend time with her.
Yeah.
And then I stayed the night with her several times. And it was about 11 o'clock at night. I'd grab my laptop and start threading because I do it right before midnight. So it would count for that day instead of the next day.
Yeah.
And so that's my story.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Well, thank goodness, for the flexibility, right?
Yes.
And the ability to do that
Yes.
with an online degree.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you mentioned just the impact your kids have had on you.
Yes.
With this whole process and journey in mind, what are the messages, right? What message do you want to send to them with this experience?
When you really, really want something and you really want to make your dream come true, you are going to reach challenges and things that you're going to face in life. The most important thing is to keep your priorities where they need to be. With all that, when you have your priorities right, everything else will follow.
Yeah.
And I do believe that with everything that I've been through, because there's so much more in between, I have to give credit to University of Phoenix. They mean so much to me, only because I remember reaching out to my academic advisors. I reached out to James. I reached out to JR and say, is there an easier way? Is there any way I can overcome this? This is happening. And those are the in-between that people don't know.
Yeah.
And they just kept saying, yeah, let's look and see what we can support you. And then they would offer a leave of absence, or they would give me options that we don't know that are available to us as a University of Phoenix student. So my message that I do send out to not just my kids, but my friends, my family, and any other future University of Phoenix student is, no matter what we face, you got to keep going. Not everybody has faith in God, but there is an energy that we have to reach out to help us. I know I'm a strong believer. And so I did that. I reached out and I asked God, help me get through this. And it's that inner strength he gives us to keep going. So whoever out there is in this same journey, because we all have a story, not the same, but we all have a story, is just keep going. Just keep going for that dream come true. You know, find the right support system, find the right people. If you have someone that's just very negative, do it the right way. Just say, okay, thank you, but no thank you, you know, and just keep going. Just find that and make that dream come true. Because today, I get emotional because if you knew everything, today is a dream come true. University of Phoenix made today happen for me. And I really, really appreciate that. And of course, you know, I always have to give God glory. But for the people that don't know him, that's fine. But University of Phoenix, I want them to keep doing what they're doing, because today is a dream come true.
Thank you so much. What a powerful message that is. And I just love the takeaway, at least for me, was, you know, to surround yourself with positive influences, whether that be spirituality or people or just, you know, your environment in general, and let those lift you during those challenging times, just to make that burden, you know, that struggle a little bit lighter. So love that. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. It was a pleasure getting to know you, and congratulations on graduating.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I have Lucia Ananos here with us today, who's graduating with her master's in criminal justice. How you doing, Lucia?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Well, it's such a pleasure to have you here. We're excited to hear a little bit more about your story.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So can you share a little bit about, I know you earned your bachelor's and your master's with us. Can you share your experience?
I earned my bachelor's over at University of Phoenix in Costa Mesa location, California. It was a great experience. I had a lot of classmates. My bachelor's was in criminal justice, so a lot of my classmates were in law enforcement. It was a great experience. The teachers were amazing, so I had a great time there. And then I just decided to push on and go for my master's here, and I did that online. Had some great teachers as well. So I really appreciate University of Phoenix. They've kind of been a family now.
I love that. And can you share a little bit about how the university has shaped kind of your career path and what that
So
like?
In law enforcement, it's not required to get a degree, but it really helps, and it facilitates conversations and networking, if you will. So the University of Phoenix degree really helped shape how I articulated myself in meetings, in briefings, even in report writing. So I would write a lot of reports, and I think it just helped navigate that kind of achievement, if you will. So it definitely helped my career in that sense. So I really appreciate that from University of Phoenix.
Love it. So, you know, a lot of students face challenges, struggles throughout their, you know, degree journey. And we know you've had your fair share. So we also have a guest with us today. Would you mind sharing a little bit about him?
Of course. So my husband he was doing his bachelor's when I first met him. So he finished his bachelor's right when the end of the shutdown. So he wasn't able to walk. So my husband's name is Johnny Ananos, my favorite Spaniard. And he was so proud of getting his bachelor's because his boss, Terry, really influenced him to go to school. And as he climbed the ladder, he was a district manager. And as a manager, you really needed your degree to facilitate, again, conversations and writing emails and such. So his boss was a big component to him pushing to get his degree. So unfortunately, my husband passed away unexpectedly December 8th, 2024. And I was 2 classes away from finishing my master's. And I actually started class, I think, on the 12th of December. And of course, my counselor was very understanding. He said, would you like to take a break? And I said, no, I'm going to do this in honor of my husband. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to be strong and I'm going to finish. So it was hard. There was honestly days where I thought I was like, I just need to quit. I just need to stop. But I took a breath, took a beat, and just focused and finished. So I'm glad that I finished my master's, and I'm glad that the university is letting me walk for my husband to get his bachelor's today and get mine. So I feel like I don't really have any new memories with him. I won't have any new memories with him. But today I will have a new memory. And I'm very, and I'm very grateful for that, because if you think about it, we could buy anything. We could facilitate anything. We're in a society now where we could have anything at a drop of a hat. But could we make a new memory with someone who's passed away? We can't, right?
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Right.
So I'm very grateful that University of Phoenix is giving me this opportunity to honor my husband today. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Well, I'm sure he's extremely proud of you for pushing through. And
yes, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, definitely here with you in spirit as well. So, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that story with us.
Of course.
Really touching and inspiring. So can you share a piece of advice you could give to fellow students who maybe are just starting out on their journey?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing would be showing up, whether it's online or to class. I mean, in life, that's half the battle, right? Like if we don't show up, then you've already failed, right?
Sure.
So I think just telling the students, like, just show up. Even if you don't know the class, you don't understand the assignment, you don't get what the teacher was saying, just show up. Come in, ask a question, be humbled, be like, hey, ask the person next to you, did you understand? And they'll be like, no, I didn't understand either. And then now you have a dialogue, and now you have a comrade now in the University of Phoenix, right? So just show up, be consistent. I think that's the biggest thing, because there were so many times where I didn't show up. But the second that I logged in and I looked at the assignment, I said, well, just start writing. You can fix it later. I start writing, and then I was like, oh, I can do better. I can fix this. Oh, I'll do better. So I think just showing up. Just show up for whatever it is, whether it's school or work or.
It's half the battle. Yeah.
Because the scary part is you don't know. Like the first time you walk into somewhere new, you have no idea where you're going, right?
Sure.
But as soon as you're there, now you know.
Yeah.
And that's over with. And you're done. And now you know where class is. You know you have a classmate here. You know the teacher now. You've asked the dumb questions. But you're present. Just be present and just show up, because the rest of it will follow. And even if you stumble, just stand up and go, hey, at least I'm here. Yeah. That's all you can do. So I would just tell all the other students whether they're starting, they're struggling, because we have a social media page as well. Yeah. And students will be like, I can't do this anymore. And I'll be like, hey, just show up. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. If you just show up, be present, the rest will follow. I promise you, it'll all work out.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Great advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you again for taking the time to sit down with us.
Of course. Of course. I appreciate this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That brings us to the end of this special episode on the Degrees of Success podcast here in Las Vegas, Nevada, to celebrate the 2025 University of Phoenix Commencement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments. And don't forget to follow UOPX on TikTok and Instagram. I'm Jack, and we'll see you next time on Degrees of Success.